Let her find the eye or let her try, then kill her.
I'd just like to firstly start by saying this was not my idea. I get so many requests from people and I always say that I'll add them to the list, which I do, and it's going to take me years to get through because it's about as long as my arm in all honesty. But one thing that kept grabbing my attention were requests to take a look at an Uwe Boll movie. Now I've read and heard all about this guy and his so-called atrocious films, so I decided to go for broke and take a look at one of his efforts, Bloodrayne. So let's see what this film's about, shall we? Now I've actually played the game some years ago as I own it, which is quite rare for me as I don't really play video games anymore. And I kept thinking, how the hell could they bring all the elements of the game into a live action film? And do you know what? They didn't, because they totally neglected the fucking game. So with this in mind, why call it fucking Bloodrayne and loosely base it on the game when it's just some bag of bollocks that is unrelated? But this is my first Uwe Boll experience, so let's give him a fair crack of the whip, as it were. Well, I can say now, I'd give him a bloody good crack of the whip if I ever saw him for wasting my goddamn time with his piss poor excuse of a film, but whatever. So the film starts out okay, decent opening credits. Yeah, seriously, this is how bad the movie is when I'm praising the goddamn title sequence. I'm going to have to make this really short, otherwise I'll end up making myself really ill and probably drowning in my own puke. So Rain, played by Terminator 3's Kristanna Loken, is a carnival freak, and for some reason water burns her arms. I always thought it was holy water that did that to vampires. Well, regardless of that, let's just put it as a black mark against Mr. Boll's name as a filmmaker. She ultimately escapes, has confusing flashbacks about this escape, which is bizarre to see. We're not even 10 minutes in, and I could tell this was clueless storytelling already by Boll. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to put Uwe Boll down every chance I get, but after seeing one of his films, I now understand fully why it seems somewhat fashionable to slate this talentless ball licker. Hey look there, I actually saw blood started to leak out before she was stabbed half-heartedly. So yeah, here's Michael Madsen and his small team of goons. It's unclear what their goal is. I kind of grasped that they're vampire killers, but perhaps not, as I wasn't paying too much attention, as I was busy writing up a list of evil, nasty things I'd like to do to Uwe Boll. Holy shit, there's Billy Zane! Jesus Christ, when you have Billy Zane in one of your films as a special guest, you know you're scraping the bottom of the barrel and the concrete floor underneath it, and probably even coming across dinosaur bones for that matter. Wow, Billy Zane, I just can't get over that fact. His role is pointless, but it makes you laugh because it's just Billy fucking Zane. With a wig.
Oh, you're such a sucker.
Yeah, Billy, that pretty much sums up every actor in this film. The acting by everyone is so wooden, it's laughable. There is no passion, there is no interest at all, they're simply going through the motions and hoping the paycheck clears at the end of it all. Now for some reason there's lots of these dull horse riding sequences, which are great if you want to watch horses for what seems like a lifetime, but otherwise I think it will be extra stuff you will simply hold against Mr. Boll. When is the movie set? There's no setup for it at all, but looking around it seems to be medieval times. So why, when everyone wears rags and crap, does Rain get to wear semi-revealing sexy outfits? It's completely retarded. An old woman randomly pops up, tells Rain her life story suddenly, which is kind of cool, as we as the audience now know what is going on. But then you ask yourself, how does the old bag know it? Who cares? Well, Rain is apparently a damnfire, a half vampire, half human.
You are a vampire.
I am a Damphia.
Interesting. She fights a monster in a very slow and clumsily choreographed fight scene, worse than the old WWF wrestling I used to watch as a young kid. She enters a room full of bad CGI blades and spinning wheels, but she manages to cartwheel her way to the other side. She magically absorbs a crystal into her eye, and then she climbs onto the ceiling. Oh shit! Water! She's surely fucked now. Well, no, because the eye makes her super strong, it seems, and nothing can affect her. That's lame. Next, we're inundated with a million over-the-top violent killings. Hey, I can see that guy is just standing in front of his fake legs. I wonder if that was meant to be so obviously fake. Perhaps Mr. Uwe Boll is in on the joke and makes his films as shit as possible. Up next is more horse riding scenes. Woohoo! Here's Ben Kingsley. Yeah, how can this guy lower himself to this level, I hear you ask? I think maybe he was having some kind of midlife crisis or something.
Don't be afraid.
Oh no, don't be afraid, I'm only going to bite you and drink your blood and kill you. Christ, this is terrible script writing. By this point, I have to admit I started skipping parts of the film as I was losing interest fast and I wanted the pain and torture to be over. Now, it's not something I do often with films as I always give them the benefit of the doubt, but aside from being a bad film, Bloodrayne is just simply bloody boring. Now, if Billy fucking Zane wasn't enough for you to stomach, here is fucking Meatloaf. His presence sums up everything perfectly about this film. He dies though, so it's okay. Bat out of hell my ass. Then we get more horse riding scenes. So Rain ends up training with Michael Madsen and his team. Oh no, her sword got broken. Boo-hoo. Actually, this is probably the saddest part in all fairness. I mean, look at her, she looks genuinely upset. Her sword's been broken. After more training and a pretty laughable sex scene which I can't show, we have some terrible exposition which is lame because it's boring. Everything about this film is boring and I hate it. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I watch shit like this sometimes. So moving swiftly on, Billy gets a new wig thrown at him.
Just stop throwing things at me.
We get a bitch fight underwater, another horse riding scene. Fuck me. Actually, they're starting to turn me on for some strange reason. God damn you, wee ball. A lovely moving speech by Rain to rally the troops, and it must be really good because I actually woke up from my sleep at this point, although I wish I hadn't done.
But I do not intend to stop fighting for a second.
And in the end, everybody dies, including Michael Madsen, who looks so ashamed to be in this film, he doesn't even react to being stabbed or say anything. Now he's gone on record as saying he thinks this film is utter shite, which speaks volumes for it really. His face expression just says, "Where's my paycheck? Where's my paycheck?" Ben Kingsley fights Rain and he uses one hand for some reason, which I guess sums up his complete dedication and interest in his role. He dies obviously. Rain sits on the throne and the film ends with a confusing, random and pointless collage of bloody death scenes followed up by another goddamn horse riding clip. God damn you, away ball! 0.1 out of 10, and I'm only being that generous because you get to see Kristanna Loken's fine figure and boobs on display at one point. But if you don't believe me when I say this film is shit, let's ask Professor Bruce on his opinion.
John, is it finished yet? I'm running out of beer. I can't stand that fucking film.
There you go, say no more.